Maybe you're doing so many things now, you can't even remember what it was like to do just your job. Maybe your goals are still really ill-defined. Maybe the key activities that drive results are murky at best. And are you busier than ever firefighting while your calendar somewhat appears blank? I get it. Take a deep breath.
Put that coffee down.
Creators are leaders. Be careful what kind of leaders you're producing here.
Helen, we're both in sales.
Let me tell you why I suck as a salesman.
They realized that to be in power, you didn't need guns or money or even numbers. You just needed the will to do what the other guy wouldn't.
I'm not leaving. The show goes on.
Well, hello there, friend. Welcome back to the Construction Leadership Podcast, where we deliver ideas and insights from leaders across the construction industry every single week to help you lead more effectively. Quick shout out to our presenting sponsor, Capital One Trade Credit. If you want to grow top-line revenue while decreasing risk, check out Capital One Trade Credit. That's right, Capital One Trade Credit. Now, today is our fourth in our mini series where we are opening up registration for our sales fundamentals workshop. So if you've listened to the last several episodes, you know what, I'm not going to belabor all the details, but here's the deal. It's more than 2 days, April 10th through the 12th in Fort Worth. It's a curated experience. Everything is included other than the flight to the airport and Ubering there. 2 days of our best sales fundamentals, which is goal setting, prospecting, time management, pipeline management, everything to help you get prepared to dominate in 2023, regardless of what the economic and environment brings us. This is our fourth one in a row. We have sold out every single one, and we work year round to present this. So if you are in business development, sales leadership, or as a sales practitioner, boots on the ground, selling stuff every day, winning hearts and minds, delivering value and insights. If that's you and you want to get with about 100 people to make yourself even better and have a hell of a time doing it, because if we're not having fun, we're doing it wrong. That is literally our first core value. Fun ain't free and it never goes on sale. Seriously, that's our first core value. We want to make it fun, but we got to earn it. So we're going to do both those things together. If you're interested, go to bradleyhartmanandco.com, click on sales, and then look for our sales fundamentals workshop. There's only 75 seats available, and we will sell out here well before Thanksgiving. So if you do want to attend and you would like to save $197 off the registration fee of $34.95, and again, that includes food, hotel, drinks, excursions, everything's in there other than the flight and the Uber to the hotel. You can save essentially $200. You can get our You Are Owed Nothing, Deliver Value First hat, a Corinthian leather You Are Owed Nothing, Deliver Value First keychain. You're going to get a copy of my new book on prospecting that isn't even out yet. And for the first 12 people that register, they're also going to get our old branding. That's right, not the new branding, even better. The old branding we're not using anymore. Old branded Yeti. Who doesn't need more Yetis? For like the last 8 years, we've been sending out Yetis and people are like, yeah, they're kind of awesome. I'll take some more. So yeah, there you go. That's all included. Now, if you're not interested, that's cool too. We have put out a bunch of tools over the last 4 episodes on negotiation, on time management, on pipeline management to hopefully deliver a bunch of value. And you say, I don't know, not for me, at least not this year. That's okay. The giving never ends over here. Take the tools, see if they work. Let's stay in touch, and that's okay. We're not for everyone. Neither are you. So let's get to today. Our little story that I'm going to share here today is ultimately back to time management, which affects every single one of us, from boots on the ground to CEO. We all need to really focus on our time and to ensure that we are intentionally investing that time towards things that help us move towards our goals. And that's what the story is about. And I think you will find it memorable and helpful. And when you do, please share it with your network, and hopefully it can help you be better at what you do. As always, thank you for listening. Know your role, do your job, the risks of wearing multiple hats. Luke Nosek knew he'd regret getting involved with PowerSet, but the value of his regret, and there would certainly be a specific dollar amount, was currently unknown. Nosek was a VC, a venture capitalist, and his job was pretty simple. 1, meet entrepreneurs. 2, evaluate them and their ideas. And 3, give them money in exchange for equity. Then he would meet more entrepreneurs. That was about it. And if you were to examine Nosek's calendar, you'd see his priorities clearly revolved around meeting entrepreneurs at coffee shops, restaurants, bars, and occasionally his office. Nosek had been successful executing this 3-step formula in his role as a VC. In the preceding years, Nosek counterintuitively invested $20 million in a struggling rocket company whose rockets kept blowing up. So, why did Nosek invest the money? Because he had invested the time to get to know the founder, his expertise, and his plan to build rockets that would, one day, not always explode. That company? It was SpaceX. The $20 million investment for 4% of the company was later worth more than $1 billion. Time, not capital, was Nosek's primary constraint. This was why the PowerSet situation concerned him. PowerSet was a company he had invested in. The CEO had recently quit. The employees were disorganized and afraid. Nosek felt the urge to get involved, despite knowing his role was to meet founders and give them money, not replace founders and run their companies. Months later, PowerSet was acquired by another firm. The hundreds of hours Nosek invested barely earned his firm $100,000. Now, this opportunity cost, what he could have been doing had he not been sucked into the PowerSet whirlwind, was significantly higher than that $100,000. While Nosek was playing the role of CEO, 2 firms emerged, and both were funded by Nosek's competitors. You've probably heard of them: Facebook and Twitter. Candidly explaining these historic missed opportunities, Nosek said, "I was just too busy, and I never ended up meeting with the people." Now, your missed opportunities are surely less obvious and less public. But after 2.5 years of the all hands on deck, everyone wears a lot of hats around here, management of your business, it's time for immediate change. You know what? Actually, all hands, they're not needed on the deck. And as for hats, pick one. You only got one head. Consider the past few years valuable cross-training. Cross-training is good. Cross-doing, however, is bad. Quit doing other people's jobs. Focus on your own. Maybe you're doing so many things now, you can't even remember what it was like to do just your job. Maybe your goals are still really ill-defined. Maybe the key activities that drive results are murky at best. And are you busier than ever firefighting while your calendar somewhat appears blank? I get it. Take a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Shut your phone off. Remember what it's like to think thoughtfully. What are you trying to do, and how are you trying to do it? As the New England curmudgeon/leader Bill Belichick might say, know your role, do your job. Actually, he doesn't sound like that at all, but it's more dramatic. Anyway, there's a reason your left tackle doesn't get to occasionally act like a wide receiver and run a fade route. Your quarterback will get killed, and you will lose the game. Quit doing your boss's job. Quit covering for your colleague. Quit making excuses for your direct reports. What's that? You want more accountability around here? Then channel your inner Gandhi and be the change you wish to see in your world. If you're in sales leadership and you're managing the paving of the new parking lot, you're hiring new CDL drivers, and you're fixing the old routers, stop. Just stop. You're not in operations or human resources or IT. And if you're not completely focused on sales, who is? If you're an executive and you're booking your own travel, reviewing change order invoices from the drywaller, and spending evenings catching up on emails, stop. Just stop. Hire an assistant already. Delegate more to that promising project engineer. Forget inbox zero. It's a stupid idea anyway. If you're not passionately focused on improving your culture, who is? Be a curmudgeon. Be a leader. Know your role, do your job, and trust your colleagues will do theirs. Focus on your goals, your people, your customers, and your time management intentionally dedicated to all three. Your calendar reflects your priorities. How often could you have candidly said, I was just too busy and I never ended up meeting with the people? Now, you're probably not a venture capitalist like Luke Nosek, but just like him, time, not capital, is your primary constraint. The pandemic is just about over and you're not in survival mode anymore. But if you don't change now, you may soon be once again. So thanks for listening. I know that was a bit of a rant, and as they say, what you preach is what you need to focus on just as much as everyone else. And this is something that I am struggling to do myself. It's not easy, but it can be done if we're intentional. So this is the last in our 4-episode mini-series as we register the Sales Fundamentals Workshop number 4, taking place April 10th through the 12th. If you're interested, you should absolutely be there. If you're in business development, sales leadership, or in sales with boots on the ground, you want to be there. And if you act now and you register by Friday, November 11th, 5 p.m. Central, you can save $197. You get the hat, you get the Corinthian leather keychain, you get a copy of my new book on prospecting. If you're one of the first 12, you'll also get a Yeti. After Friday the 11th, guess what happens? All of that goes away. And you're just going to pay the full price of $34.95. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Every bit of it. And I guarantee it personally. And we've got about 77 testimonials on Bradley Hartman & Co. YouTube site where you can see other people sharing their feedback. But if you know you're going to go, save the money, get the swag, have some fun. All right. If not, take the tools. We put up 3 different tools for time management, pipeline management, and negotiation. You can get those all by going to bradleyhartmanandco.com/tools. Enter the password Hartman, Hartmann, and you can download a secret, private set of tools that are only available for listeners like you. Thank you for listening. And as always, thank you to Capital One Trade Credit for their enduring sponsorship. We're going to close out like we always do. You, my friend, are owed nothing. Deliver value first. Make it a great week.